Hello, guys. Welcome back to the new automation series that we have started. So, already we have seen different examples previously, and today, again, I came up with one more interesting scenario that is related to files and folder automation. Definitely, every day we are going to use so many files in our computer, right? Lot of files we are going to store in desktop, lot of files we are going to download in downloads, so many files we are going to store in our system at multiple places. Now what exactly we are going to try today is, without using any manual intervention, now I want to segregate each and every file based on the size. Let's say there are so many files available based on the format or maybe based on the size. Especially, I want to segregate these files into particular folder. Let's say recently I have downloaded so many movies in my computer, all those movies in downloads folder. Now I want to segregate all these movie files into different folders based on the size. Especially, what are all the files, less than 10 MB, maybe small files kind of thing. I have to create the folder and then I want to store. Maybe more than 10 MB and less than 100 MB, I want to store in medium size file. More than 100 MB, I want to store in large file. I'm just telling an example. Okay. If I want to properly segregate these files and store inside the folder, not manually. Manually, anyway, we can do it. That is what we are doing on a daily basis. Okay. I want to do it with the help of Java programming language. So let's see how exactly we are going to do that. This is really interesting, an example. So you will definitely enjoy this particular program. Okay. So before we'll get into the topic, as usual, so whoever watching this video, if haven't subscribed yet, so please do subscribe to this channel so that whenever I'm going to upload the new video, immediately you're going to get the notification. As I told you, I'm going to upload these kind of scenarios regularly from now onward. So you will definitely get the notification. And also, if you feel this particular video is really helpful at any point of the time, either in your interview preparation or maybe in your project implementation, so please do like this particular video and share this particular video with your colleagues or maybe your friends, whoever is needing this information, right? So that it is really helpful for them also, especially for the people who is attending interviews. These kind of problems definitely going to give them lot of knowledge in terms of libraries, in terms of new things within the programming. And moreover, these kind of problems are really interesting also because these are the day-to-day things that we are going to do, not only in your project, in your personal life also. Okay. Chalo, let's get into the problem. So as usual, first let's launch the Eclipse tool quickly. One good thing here, especially to solve this particular problem statement, especially you want to save all the files by segregating them based on the sizes. And if you want to store in different folders, you don't need to add any additional library. In our previous examples, we have added different libraries to solve different problems. But when it comes to these file related operations, you don't need to do anything. You don't need to add any additional library. What are all the default libraries that we are going to get within the Java project or Maven project? Those libraries are enough. Okay. So you don't need to use any additional libraries here. So directly we can start creating the class and then we'll start work on the problem statement. Let's see how exactly we are going to solve this particular problem. So I'm going to create new class with the name organize files based on size. That is what we are going to do now. I have already downloaded multiple movie files. Now I want to segregate them based on the size, and I want to store them in different folders. Let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to create new class with main method as usual. I'll show you what are all the different files I have downloaded. If you can see here, I have downloaded 4 different files here. So I'll show you those files, actual files. Oh, just give me a second. So I'll show you all those files. Yep. So I have downloaded here. If you can see here, so you will see here, there are multiple files available. So now I want to segregate all these movie files, one file is 5 MB, another file is 11 MB, and 34 MB, 232 MB. So now I want to segregate all these files. So let's see how exactly things will work here. And also we'll try to print the size also, size of the file, so that you will get an idea. Okay. So let's see how we are going to do that. So first important thing that we are going to do here is, if you want to segregate the files and store into the folder, what exactly we have to do? First thing, we have to create one method to create the folders. Okay. Whatever the folder, if I'm going to provide, so within that particular folder, multiple folders we have to create, like one folder to store large files, another folder stores medium files, like that. Okay. So that is what I'm going to do. Outside the main method, I'm going to create one static method. First thing, public static void create folders. If I'm going to pass the folder path within that folder, this method should create the folders, different folders, 3 different folders. One is large files, second one is medium, third one is small files. These 3 folders it should create. So for that, I'm going to create 3 different folders. File large, files folder, medium files folder, small files folder. 3 different variables I am creating, first thing. Okay. Then I'm going to create different folders. How exactly we are going to do? Let's see. First, large files folder I'm going to create with the name large files. So for that, we have to create like this. New file of Either you can store all the variables together at one place and you can use this variable wherever it's required, or else the regular process that we can follow like this. If you have any confusion, you can write like this also. File large folder is equal to new file of folder path that we are going to pass plus file dot separator plus large files. This is the folder name. To store the large files, I'm going to create the folder as large files. Same way, I'm going to create for medium files and small files. Like this. We have to create 3 different folders with 3 different names. Let's say if I want to create all these folders in my D drive, so folder path I'm going to pass as D drive, so that within the D drive it is going to create 3 different folders, and then it is going to copy all the movie files into these folders. Okay. Folder path file separator meaning that slash, then this folder name. That is not enough. We have to do one more important thing, that is this is just going to give you the path. Now we have to convert it into folder. For that, mk directory, meaning it is going to make that particular path as folder. So for each and every file path, now we are going to convert into folder. So large files folder created, medium files folder created, and then small files folder also created like this. This is the first step, guys. So we have to create 3 different folders to store the files. That's it. Done. One more common method that we are going to use to print the file name. So there are so many files, right? Now I want to print each and every file name along with size. Okay. Let's see how exactly we are going to print file name along with size. This is interesting. So how to get the size, how to convert it into MB. Basically, any file size in Java, it is going to give you in bytes. How exactly we are going to print in megabytes? So let's see. Again, I'm going to create one more common method here, that is public static void print file name and size. Again, we are going to pass folder path. What exactly the folder we are maintaining, each and every file, we have to pass that folder path. So first we have to read the folder. So file folder is equal to new file of folder path, whatever the path that we are going to pass. So we are able to pass the folder. Now it is going to check whatever the path that we are going to pass is really a folder, or you are going to pass some file path. So it is going to verify. I mean, it is not going to verify. We have to verify by writing one single line of code. Let's see how exactly we are going to verify that. Simple method is there. If folder dot is directory meaning folder. Whatever the path that we are going to pass here is a folder or not. If it is a folder, then only we are going to continue the process. Okay. If it is a folder, first we are going to copy all the files from the folder and store inside the array. So let's see how exactly we are going to do it. File array, because there are so many files, right? So that's the reason we are using file array. File array files is equal to folder dot list file. So it is going to copy all the files in the form of list now. Now what exactly we are going to do if file is null? Sorry, file is not null, meaning if there is really a file name, the proper valid file is available, then we have to print each and every file name and size, right? So for that, again, I'm going to write one more condition. If whatever the file that we are going to get, if that files are not null, meaning at least one file should be there. If there is no file at all within the folder, there is no use of running this method. That's the reason we are going to check if files not equal to null, then we are going to use for loop to print each and every file name and size. So for each loop, I'm going to use for each loop file colon files. And then we are going to print the name and size. So generally, as I told you, the size is going to give you in the form of Java is going to give you the size in the form of bytes. But now we don't want those bytes because nowadays people don't know anything about these bytes. I mean, don't know meaning most of the people not aware. Mostly whatever the files that we are going to copy, we used to see either in KB or in MB, not in the bytes, right? So that's the reason let's try to convert it into MB and print it. So for that, we have to convert this particular bytes into MB format. How exactly we are going to convert it into MB format? 1 kilobyte is equal to 1024 bytes. 1 megabyte is equal to 1024 kilobytes. So we have to divide the bytes divided by 1024 into 1024. Then you are going to get megabytes. So that is what we are going to do. Long file size in MB is equal to file dot length. File dot length is going to give you the size of the file. And then we have to divide this value by 1024 into 1024 so that you are going to get the value in the form of megabytes. Now we are going to print the file name. Sysout so file dot get name is going to give you the name of the file. Okay, whatever the file that you are going to read. And then file size is, so already we have copied the file size. So that is going to print. That's all. In this way, basically we are going to read all the files and we are going to convert each and every file size into megabytes. And then finally, we are going to print the file details. That's it, guys. First method, we have created the folders. Second method, we have created the, we are trying to print the file name and size. Next, we have to create one more important method, that is segregating the files based on the size. Got it? So again, we are going to do that. Let's see how exactly we are going to do that. Public static void segregate the files and move into particular folder, right? So let's see how exactly we are going to. Even here also we have to pass folder path, where exactly the files are available. That folder path we have to pass. Okay. First thing, what exactly we have to do? We have to get all the files. So I'm just going to copy the same code. First we have to copy the folder path and we have to store as a folder. Then if it is really a folder, then we have to read all the files. Then once you are going to read the files, if these files are not null, meaning if there is at least one file, by using for each loop, as usual, we are going to segregate the files. Same method. In the above method, we are simply printing the file names. In the below method, we are segregating the files based on the size. So first we have to convert the files. First we have to get the file size here also. Then we have to compare the file size. If file size is greater than 100 MB, okay, then we have to move the file into particular folder. Else if file size is greater than 10 MB and file size is less than 100, okay, then maybe less than or equal to 100, we'll write it. Then we are going to store in medium folder, medium size folder. And finally, else if file size is less than or equal to 10 MB, then we have to store in small size folder. Here, before I'm going to write the code to move the file, we'll create one more common method to move the file. Okay. Instead of writing the code everywhere, 3-4 lines, we'll create one simple common method to move the files from one folder to another folder. So public static void move file. What exactly the file that you want to move, and then what exactly the destination folder. I want to copy the file from video files and I want to store in different folder. So that is what I'm going to pass here. Let's see how exactly we are going to pass this file here. Sorry, how exactly we are going to move the file easily. For that, what exactly we have to do is we have to use path class. Path source path is equal to what exactly the file that you want to move. This is going to be the source, right? So file dot, you have to convert it as path, source path. Then destination, where exactly you have to send this particular file. Destination path is equal to, so by using destination folder, we have to create the path, right? So new file of destination folder. Within the destination folder, we have already created the folders, right? Large files, medium files, like that. File dot separator, meaning slash. Then we have to specify the file name, basically. File dot get name. So whatever the file that we are going to get, we have to convert it into path. What exactly the file that you want to transfer, that particular file path, and then where exactly how to transfer that particular destination file path. We have to copy source and destination. First we have to collect, and then by using move method we can move the file. Files dot move. Where to transfer, sorry, what exactly the source and what exactly the target, both the details we have to specify. So move source path, destination path, and then standard copy option. What exactly this thing is, whenever there is any file with same name, what exactly we have to do? We have to replace the existing one is what we are going to do it. Okay. I think I have to update the Java version quickly. I think it's related to small exception, I guess. So let's save and see. Let's refresh quickly. Yeah. Again, it is going to throw some exceptions. So as usual, we are going to store inside the try catch so that you don't need to handle this exception anymore. So first we'll try to execute the code. If there is any exception, we are going to catch that exception. That's it. So this is how things will work. So we are able to move the file. So whatever the file that you want to move, that file path and the destination, both the details you have to pass so that it is going to move the file. Okay. Now based on the size, now we are going to move the file into specific folders. So if it is greater than 100 MB, Where exactly we are planning to move? We are going to move file. So whatever the file that you want to move, and then the folder path. Inside the folder, file dot separator, and then what exactly the folder we want to move this file? That is large files. Okay. Then if it is greater than 10 MB, less than 100 MB, then we are going to move this file into medium files folder. If it is less than 10 MB, then it is small files folder. That's it. So already 4 different methods we have created. One method to create the folder, second method to print the name and size, third folder to to move the file from one folder to another folder, fourth file to segregate the files and move the file into specific folder based on the size. Done. Now we have to use all these methods inside the main, and then we can execute the program. So first we have to copy the folder path where exactly your files are available. My files are available inside the video files folder. So let's copy this. I'll show you something even interesting. So what we can do is it will be more interesting. See, I have stored multiple movies in one single folder like this. Maybe we can copy this particular folder directly. So I'll go to properties. So all these files are inside the videos folder. Let me copy this folder directly. String folder path is equal to like this. So inside this folder, we are having all the movie files. Now we have to create the folders to store. What exactly we are going to do within the same folder? We are going to create 3 different folders by using this method, create folders method. Large files, medium files, and small files. Then we have to print file names. So print file names and size. So what are all the files available within the folder? Each and every file name we have to print. Maybe first we'll print the file names. Then we'll create the folders. Then we are going to segregate them. This is really cool. So we have created 4 methods and we are using all those methods to solve the problem. That's it. Let's run and see whether it is going to do that or not. I'm just running the program. run as Java application. I think it is giving some problem. Let's see what is the problem. Problems are very common. First, it is printing the size 34 MB, 227, 511. Perfect. Okay, I think I have given the file name that is wrong. Small files. Here, what exactly I gave? Small files. Small files, it gave problem. So let's again copy into original place. Yeah, again, I have created the files here. Let's see. That's all. So now there is no error as we have corrected the file name. Let's check it. Can you see this? Done. That easy it is, guys. This is one of the interesting scenario. Even whenever you want to segregate the files in your computer, if you feel it is taking a lot of time, so try this example that is going to really help you a lot in segregating the files. Try something different, or if you want to do something even differently, and if you are facing any problem to do that, please do comment in this video so that I'll help you a lot. So that's all about the files and folder automation, guys. So that's all for today. Please don't forget to subscribe this channel for a few more interesting videos that I'm going to upload in future. And please do like this video if you feel this video is helpful. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much, guys. See you with the next interesting video. Bye, guys.